Cheese is one of the most diverse foods in the world. It can be soft, hard, creamy, crumbly, mild, or extremely strong. Some cheeses melt perfectly on pizza, while others are grated over pasta or served with bread and fruit. But what actually makes one cheese different from another? The answer lies in the way cheese is made. Small changes in ingredients, bacteria, and aging time can completely transform the texture and flavor of cheese. Today, we're going to explore 6 famous cheeses and understand what makes each one unique. Cheddar cheese. One of the most popular cheeses in the world is cheddar cheese. This cheese originally comes from the village of Cheddar, Somerset, where it was first produced hundreds of years ago. Cheddar cheese is known for its rich flavor and firm texture. But one interesting thing about cheddar is that its taste can change dramatically depending on how long it is aged. Young cheddar is usually aged for only a few months. At this stage, it has a mild, creamy flavor with a smooth and slightly buttery taste. However, when cheddar is aged for a longer time, sometimes for more than a year, the flavor becomes much sharper and more complex. As cheddar ages, something interesting happens inside the cheese. Tiny crystals begin to form, giving aged cheddar a slightly crunchy texture that many cheese lovers enjoy. The aging process also reduces moisture inside the cheese, which makes older cheddar more crumbly and firm. Cheddar cheese is extremely versatile in cooking. It melts well and has a balanced flavor that works with many dishes. Because of this, cheddar is commonly used in burgers, grilled sandwiches, macaroni and cheese, and many baked recipes. Today, cheddar cheese is produced not only in England, but in many countries around the world. Mozzarella. Another extremely famous cheese is mozzarella. Mozzarella originated in Italy and was traditionally made using milk from water buffalo. This cheese is known for its soft texture and incredible stretch when melted. If you've ever seen melted cheese stretching from a slice of pizza, that stretchy cheese is usually mozzarella. Mozzarella belongs to a special category of cheeses called pasta filata, which means stretched curd. During the cheese-making process, the curds are heated in hot water and stretched repeatedly. This stretching process creates mozzarella's smooth, elastic texture. Fresh mozzarella has a mild, milky flavor and a very soft texture. It is often stored in water or brine to keep it moist and delicate. Because mozzarella melts smoothly and stretches easily, it became the most commonly used cheese for pizza. However, mozzarella is also used in many other dishes such as salads, pasta, and baked foods. One popular example is the Italian dish caprese salad, where fresh mozzarella is served with tomatoes, basil, and olive oil. Parmesan. One of the most famous hard cheeses in the world is Parmesan. The authentic version of Parmesan is called Parmigiano Reggiano, which is produced in specific regions of Italy using traditional methods. Parmesan is very different from soft cheeses. It is aged for a long period of time, usually between 12 and 36 months. During this aging process, the cheese gradually loses moisture and becomes very firm and crumbly. The long aging also develops a powerful savory flavor known as umami. Umami is often described as a deep, rich taste similar to foods like mushrooms or soy sauce. Because of its strong flavor, Parmesan is usually not eaten in large pieces. Instead, it is grated or shaved over pasta, salads, soups, and many Italian dishes. Even a small amount of Parmesan can dramatically enhance the flavor of a dish. Another interesting feature of Parmesan is that the outer rind of the cheese is also edible. Some chefs even add Parmesan rinds to soups and sauces to add extra flavor while cooking. Blue cheese. Some cheeses are famous not just for their taste, but also for their appearance. One of the most striking examples is blue cheese. Blue cheese contains special edible molds that create blue or green veins throughout the cheese. These molds are carefully introduced during the cheese-making process. During aging, the cheese is sometimes pierced with small needles. This allows air to enter the cheese and helps the mold grow inside, forming the characteristic blue veins. Blue cheese has a very bold and distinctive flavor. It is often described as salty, tangy, and slightly sharp. For some people, the strong smell of blue cheese can be surprising, but many cheese lovers enjoy its complex taste. Some of the most famous blue cheeses include Roquefort, Gorgonzola, Stilton. Blue cheese is often used in salads, sauces, and gourmet dishes. It also pairs well with sweet ingredients such as honey or fruit, which help balance its strong flavor. Brie. Another famous cheese with a completely different texture is Brie. Brie originated in France and is known for its soft, creamy interior and white edible rind. The white outer layer of Brie is created by a special mold that forms naturally on the surface of the cheese during aging. Although it might look unusual, this rind is completely safe to eat and adds a slightly earthy flavor to the cheese. Inside the rind, Brie has a very soft and buttery texture. As the cheese ripens, the inside becomes even creamier and almost spreadable. Brie is often served with crackers, bread, nuts, or fresh fruit. Because of its smooth texture and mild flavor, it is a popular cheese for appetizers and cheese platters. Some people also bake Brie in the oven until it becomes warm and melted. When baked, the inside becomes extremely creamy and can be scooped with bread or crackers. Gouda. The final cheese on our list is Gouda. Gouda originated in the Netherlands and is named after the Dutch city where it was historically traded. Gouda is one of the most widely exported cheeses in the world. Young Gouda has a smooth texture and a mild, slightly sweet flavor. Because of this gentle taste, young Gouda is often used in sandwiches or served as a snack. However, Gouda changes significantly as it ages. When Gouda is aged for longer periods, the flavor becomes deeper and more complex. Aged Gouda can develop caramel-like notes and even tiny crunchy crystals that form naturally during the aging process. These crystals are created from amino acids that develop over time and are considered a sign of well-aged cheese. Because of this transformation, young and aged Gouda can taste almost like completely different cheeses. Why cheeses taste so different? So why do these cheeses taste so different from one another? The answer comes down to three main factors. First, the type of milk used can change the flavor of cheese. Cheese can be made from cow's milk, goat's milk, sheep's milk, or buffalo milk. Each type of milk has a different fat content and flavor profile. Second, the bacteria and cultures added during cheese production influence how the cheese develops. These microorganisms help create the unique textures, aromas, and flavors that define different cheeses. Finally, the aging process plays a huge role. Some cheeses are eaten fresh, while others are aged for months or even years. The longer a cheese ages, the stronger and more complex its flavor usually becomes. Cheese might seem like a simple food, but the variety found around the world is truly incredible. From the creamy softness of Brie to the sharp flavor of cheddar cheese and the bold character of blue cheese, each cheese has its own story and unique taste. And with thousands of cheeses produced globally, there is always something new to discover. If you enjoyed learning about different cheeses, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos where we explore and explain foods from around the world. And if there's another food you'd like to see explained next, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.